Hi everyone, this is Richard. Let's go over the while loops. This is the last of the loops, okay? The syntax of a while loop is while bool, so this is either true or false, okay? As long as this is true, then do something in the brackets. As soon as this value here is false, then go ahead and stop, okay? Let's give an example. Int a equals 0. While a equals 0, so if this is true, great. Do the things in the brackets. As soon as it's false, stop it. Stop the loop. Okay? So, I'm going to delete this for right now. Okay? A plus plus. So, a equals 0. A equals 0. Does a equals 0? True. A equals 1 now. A plus plus. A equals 1. System.console write line 1. And then it will say the final number is 1. Right? So, it'll say 1. The final number is 1. Okay, just like we thought. Because as soon as you add 1, the value is 1, it will finish what's in the brackets, but then it will loop back. Does a equal? So is a equal to 0 now? No, false. Therefore, the loop breaks and it leaves the brackets, the curly brackets. Okay, so what if we did something like is, how about is less than... Let's not go too high. Less than 10. So as long as a is less than 10, a equals 0, is it less than 10? Yes, true. Adds 1, prints 1, goes back. Is a less than 10? True, and it keeps going back and forth, okay? So it keeps doing it up until 9. Once the value here is 9, is it less than 10? True. It adds 1, so it's 10, prints 10, loops around. A is less than 10? No, it's equal to 10, so it breaks it and it comes on down here. Okay? If you want to go 11, you could always put either less than 11, or you could put equal to or greater than or equal to. Less than or equal to. You can all do that as well. Okay? So let's see what happens here if that does what we're thinking it should do. Print 1 through 10. Right? And remember, it's not printing 0 because before we're printing the value out, we're adding 1 to it. It's super important. Always remember what you're doing step by step by step, because sometimes if you skip, and it's very easy to glance over something like this. You skip something like this, you think it should be printing 0. Why not? And you'll remember maybe you should have put the a++ below it, not above it, depending on what you really want to do. Okay? So again, if you put a++ down below the system console, it would print 0, the first thing, and then add 1 to it, and then go forward. Again, depends upon what you want to do. All right? So that's number 1. Number 2, what happens if you want to just keep going through a loop until some other condition is met? Okay, there's other ways of doing it. Okay, so you could actually, because again, this is a bool, right? You could put in true right inside here. So while true, so I'm putting in a bool right here. So while true, this thing is going to loop through. But quite honestly, it's going to loop through forever, right? I just said it's true. It's always going to be true, and it's always going to be looping through. So what we could do is we could do a break. So if you put a break here, and by the way, all the other loops, the for loops, the for each loops, you can use break also, the keyword break, and when it hits that break keyword, the loop will break and it will go outside of the curly brackets. So I didn't review that before. So if this is always going to be true, you have to break it somehow. So I'll just say if what I said before, a is equal to 5, I'll do that, okay? So it will always be true because I wrote true. By the way, you wouldn't put false here because this will be all dead code, right? The computer will never see it because it's false from the beginning. So if you put true here, you can always say, okay, a equals 0. I'm just going on through the loop. A equals 1. It keeps going through. As soon as the if sign is there, a equals 5. As soon as it hits 5, it'll print 5. It equals 5, it'll break, and it'll print 5. So it'll print 1 through 5, right? just like that, okay? You don't need an else here. You could put an else. You could have done this. So don't do anything, just keep looping through, but why would you do that, right? That's just a waste of time to actually type that in. So that's the while loop. While this value here is true, keep this in mind, and we'll go from there, okay? By the way, one of the things that I used to do all the time is, like for example, we'll say bool x equals true. You could just put x inside here because x is true, so that's true. However, what I used to do is x equals true. You can do that as well. Apparently, people don't like when you do that. I didn't know, but I used to always do that. But when I see other people's codes, just looking around, nobody actually does that. I guess I was the only one, so I stopped doing that. So that's just another thing: is less typing the better. So since that is already true, you don't have to say, is it equal to true? Okay? I think that's all. Thank you.